My name is Joe Wasilewski. I'm a wildlife biologist, and I'm from Homestead, Florida, and I study many invasive species in the Florida Everglades, including the Burmese python. Burmese pythons are, as is said, an invasive species. The Burmese pythons are not from this area. The wildlife in the Everglades are not designed to deal with the Burmese python. Burmese pythons came here, started reproducing, and started eating everything in sight, small mammals, birds, even alligators. So in some areas, the pythons have literally eaten most of the wildlife. So Burmese pythons are detrimental to the environment. Where are you going to put them? You cannot legally take them to their native habitat. There's rules and laws that won't allow that. Also, when an animal is found, like for instance the Everglades, you couldn't take that to Southeast Asia and release it because now it might have pathogens in its body that they're resistant to here, but it might bring something to their native population. I would be very happy if somebody can come up with a solution we would keep them and take them back. But that just, again, scientifically, logistically, legally, and any other way, it's not going to happen at this time. Certainly pet owners have been releasing pets not only in the Everglades, but all over the United States and the world. They buy this tiny snake, and then over time, the snake grows so big, so fast, and instead of feeding them small mice, they have to buy rabbits, and people can't feed them that. It's a child that grows up and doesn't care for it anymore. So, yes, they release them. But that is not the real reason why the pythons have, the numbers have spiked in the Everglades. There was an importer of wildlife on a road directly adjacent to the Everglades. And in 1992, we had a Hurricane Andrew, and we know for a fact that there were 900 pythons that were literally blown right into the Everglades. And if you look at the way the numbers are and the way the numbers spiked, that seems to be, if you put such a large amount of these animals in a small area, they'll be able to find themselves and reproduce. I'm fully permitted, and not only do I have a permit to keep the snake, but the python, but there are certain provisions of minimum cage specifications, and you have to have experience to keep them. So anybody keeping a Burmese python without a permit is illegal right now. But I would also like to say anybody buying any pet, I don't care what kind of pet, they should do research on how long this pet lives, this animal lives. How big does this animal grow to be? What are its needs when it grows up? And if people think in long term instead of buying something on an impulse, then the pet owner and the pet will be much happier.